This is Ayman Khan here for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, here with the one and only Darren Barker. We just witnessed the press conference for Eubank Jr. versus Ben. Your reaction to that, Darren? It's quite fiery up there at points.
It was good. I think two men that are extremely confident. I'm just buzzing. It's happening. Look, I grew up around the era of them two dads. You know, I wouldn't quite say what got me into boxing, but certainly fights that I remember, that era that I remember, just made me completely fall in love with boxing, and to see the two sons go, it is just epic.
Darren, when you heard the whispers about the fight, did you think the fight would get made? Were you thinking, oh, this is a fantasy fight, and now we're actually going to get the fight?
Yeah, I think so. At the end of the day, money talks, doesn't it? And there's a burning desire, I feel, from both of the lads there to settle the score. And for me, that makes it so exciting. It really does. Just got two men, like I say, extremely confident, and just pressure's huge. It was quite interesting, the approach that Chris Eubank took, saying I'm going in there 60%, I'm not going to train like I did before. I'm going to, take my foot off the gas a little bit for longevity of his career. But
as a fighter, what did you make of that fighter saying that he's going to be coming in at 60%?
I don't know, it's all words, all talk. He's going to be training his socks off 100%. He's going to be, training his socks off. I don't believe that. He'll be giving it 100% and some, as will Conor. Tony Sims certainly wouldn't let Conor take his foot off the gas, and I don't think Roy or whoever's going to be training Chris would let him, because this is pride at stake, family name at stake. So preparation is key in performing as well as you would like to on the night.
Could you break down the fight for me from both sides of the coin? What does Conor Ben have to do to win? What does Chris Eubank Jr. have to do to win as well?
Chris Eubank Jr. has to impose his size and presence into the fight. He needs to try and instantly get Conor on the back foot. I think that's important. And try and rough him up, bully him, and outwork him. I actually believe that Conor, for me, is now, I would say now, because of the rate of improvement we've seen, if we go back to Cedric Payne days, is the better boxer out to, in my opinion. He jabs more, he thinks about what he's doing more. But Chris has certainly improved under Roy Jones. I've absolutely no doubt about that. Uses the jab a lot more. So for me, Conor, I think he's got to be smart. One thing for sure is Chris Eubank Jr. has inherited his dad's granite chin. So I think it's about being disciplined, it's about being smart if you're Conor. Ring position's very important, not getting pushed back into the corner on the ropes, working back to centre of the ring. But, I'm not an idiot. I can make a case for both. But it's a fight that I just cannot wait for. An interesting time to have the fight. Both really trying to fight for world titles, but would they miss the opportunity if they didn't take it now? So, look, you can say all you want as a fan, but look, let's get it right. Everyone's going to watch it because it's going to be an epic night.
Can Conor take anything from the Eubank Jr. losses that he's had, namely Groves specifically, which was a grueling fight, Billy Saunders too? Can he take anything from those?
I don't think so, no, because Chris went in there the smaller man. He has a good win over De Gaulle. Granted, De Gaulle was sort of toying with the idea of retirement anyway. George Groves, a lot bigger than Chris. Billy goes back a little while back. But I think this is a completely different approach or outlook, I think, for Conor. You've got to be smart, you've got to be disciplined. Got that boxing brain. He's developed very, very well under Tony Sims. And, I don't think he needs to draw from anything, Conor, nor does Chris. I think they're both extremely confident, as you see there. It's just about going in there and who can execute their game plan the best. It's quite simple. Sometimes this sport can be overcomplicated. And sometimes I can understand where people say, well, I might be stood here now overcomplicating it. That natural size difference is just going to be too much. And yeah, it potentially could be. You could see Chris get on the front foot and just naturally get that size into play. But I feel Conor has got enough, more than enough, to beat Chris. I do. Look, don't get me wrong, I might be slightly biased because I was with Tony Sims my whole pro career, but all of that rubbish aside, it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks, to be honest. It's all opinion. Everyone's got one, same as. But I know one thing's for sure. That atmosphere before that first bell in the O2 is probably going to be the best that the O2's ever had.
Chris used a strong word. He said that if he doesn't beat Conor Benn, he's finished. Is that a fair assessment, do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It'll be very tough for Chris to get a world title shot after that. Yeah, I do.
And then if Conor Benn wins, it's superstardom from him from that point. He's got his own pay-per-view. He's a made fighter, like Chris was saying too.
Yeah, no doubt. Conor wins this fight. He's an absolute superstar. And some big fights will be looming for him. Will he drop back down to welterweight, pursue that world title? Will he move up to super welterweight? I mean, there's options. If you Conor Benn, he wins that fight, there's options. If you lose that fight, you're Chris Eubank, it's very damaging. You win that fight, you're Chris Eubank, you carry on with pursuing your dreams and aspirations of being a world champion. So many pluses to why this is a brilliant fight. I can't see any negatives, really. People whinge about the weight, so what? At least the fight's happening.
Darren, in the gym, you've got two fighters specifically, Felix Cash and John Ryder. That seems like Chris said about you best get good sparring, but those two seem like perfect sparring for this, and he's obviously been doing that throughout his career.
Yeah, shout out to Craig Richards as well. But yeah, he's got great sparring partners for this fight. So I just can't wait. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna the next few weeks are gonna drag. We've got some good boxing coming up, but this is one that I can't wait. I'm buzzing that I'm gonna be sat there ringside for this one.
Darren, final couple of questions for me, and I'll let you go. Have you seen the pictures of Usyk recently? He looks very, very big heading to the rematch.
Yeah, looks in tremendous shape. It looks like he's punching so hard. Looks like he's retained the hand speed, even though he's increased in size. It's a very difficult night for AJ, and I don't say this because it's AJ or anybody else that Usyk might be fighting. I honestly don't think Usyk can be beaten. I just think he's a master. Until he is beaten or I'm proved otherwise, I just think he's unbeatable right now. I really do. So I think it's going to be a tough task for AJ, but you can't completely rule him out. He's going to be naturally bigger. When I say naturally, he's going to be a lot closer in weight, I would have thought, Usyk, but he's naturally bigger, AJ. He's wearing 10-ounce gloves, obviously, and if he catches Usyk on the right spot, he's got every chance he can knock him out. But I think Usyk wins this one. But I will say I hope I'm wrong because I like AJ and I'm a big fan of him and what he's done for British boxing.
Darren, you flying out to Saudi, Jeddah?
I won't be. It's my daughter's 4th birthday on the 19th, so I think her and my wife would kill me.
No worries. Well, we'll leave it there. Darren Barker, thank you so much for being to Boxing Social. Much appreciated.